Today we are going to make one of the most iconic Suid-Afrikaanse boere recepte, a vetkoek. Yep, a lekker vetkoek with curry mince. You can't go wrong with this recipe. Follow this recipe to the T and you'll have the most delicious, crustiest, golden vetkoeks and curry mince you'll have ever tasted. So let's get stuck in. 1 kilogram of cake flour. Some people use bread flour, which gives you a stronger, deeper taste. Cake flour, for me, ends up to be more light and more fluffy. So, kilogram of that stuff. Then we've got 11 grams of yeast. Sprinkle that in there. And then we've got 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. I like the brown sugar. It also just provides more flavor. And you know what's lovely about this recipe? It's quite a rustig recipe, right? And this reminds me so much of when you used to go to like the skougronde, you know, and they used to have bands playing there and you smell this flavor in the air. It was braais, it was all these other things, but one thing stood out. Curry Mince vetkoek. And you dive towards the Curry Mince vetkoek stand and go get yourself a lekker vetkoek. And of course there were many choices. You could have Curry Mince, you could have apricot jam and cheese, Marmite. It's all fantastic. All right, and then 1 teaspoon of salt, about that amount. All right, let's just mix that stuff up together. There we go. And now let's take our 2 cups of water. So you'll see I measure these things out specifically because when it comes to baking and things like that, you have to be quite precise, right? When you're making food, you can put in a little bit of extra pepper, more curry, more that. No problem, you can adjust the flavors. But baking is a little bit of other scientific alchemy that you have to follow. So 2 cups of this lukewarm water. Make sure it's lukewarm. Otherwise your yeast is not going to be happy with you. So let's just feel that. You shouldn't want to pull your finger away there immediately. So let's get that mixed in. All right, so you can see it's sort of coming together. So I think we can get that out onto our board and give it a little mix there. All right, sure, I don't have much space available here, but okay, let's just squish it together so that we can form some type of dough. And just work this for 10 minutes until you've got a nice, smooth dough. And then just form a nice little ball. Look at that. Perfect. Nice. All right. Then let's take our bowl, washed out, of course. And let's take about a teaspoon of just normal sunflower oil and just oil the whole vessel. I'm happy with that. And let's get him in. There we go. And take a damp tea towel, get it on there, and let's go put him in a nice warm spot so he can fluff up and rise for the next, say, 30 to 40 minutes. While that's going, let's get going with our veggies for the lovely curry mince. And you must tell us, what's your favorite vetkoek stuffing? You know, is it curry mince, cheese, jam, Marmite, butter, fish paste, bovril, chicken mayo? There's so many different fillings that you can use for it, right? Alright, so we just got 1 onion here. Let's just get that chopped up. And we've got 2 carrots. And you know, once again, this is a kilogram of flour. So it's going to make roughly 15 to 20 medium-sized vetkoeks. And we've got 500 grams of mince, beef mince. And you can bulk these up, right? You you can put 4 carrots in, you can put 2 onions in, and more potatoes if you like, to extend it. So we're just making this amount. It's a good amount to fill a bit more than half the Vetkooks, and the rest we can put some other lovely concoctions in. Alright, so I'm just going to cut these in blocks. And you know, some of the traditional ways to make curry mince is also to put peas in, so we're going to put some lovely peas in. Like that's my go-to. Potatoes, carrots, peas, onions, and some lovely spices, which we will tell you about now. Carrots done. Potatoes, 3 of them, they're quite small, otherwise 2 large potatoes. And the other day I was actually checking these birds out because we got a few weavers, and one of them was building a nest, and it was like, wow, it's amazing, I love it. So I've been monitoring the situation. The closer I looked, I saw we've got 4 or 5 weaver nests, I don't know what you call them, baskets. Yeah, and what they do is they rip up all of our plants, like they shred pieces so they can weave it all together. So they're a bunch of buggers actually. Anyways, but we like them. So let's cut these in blocks as well. There we go, like that. Now that we've got our potatoes chopped up, we are literally ready to go. That's good to go. I can put the grid on and I can get the mince going so long. So let's get our grid on and let's get frying. Let's get that on there like that. 2 tablespoons of oil, and then I like to be a little bit different, right? When you used to be at your bazaar and you smell that curry mince, I guess I want to go there. But there were quite a few of these places that were around that would sell curry mince Vetkoek. And I think what makes ours a bit different is these incredible spices: cinnamon, cardamom, and star anise. And my mom also used to add this to her curries as well, and they really did make a difference. Gives it a lovely fragrance. I mean, beautiful cinnamon. So let's get 3 of those in there. Now cardamom is beautiful. It releases so much fragrance and so much spice. It's going to really improve your curries, like, trust me. However, I don't like biting into these things. They are wicked. So try and remove them, or don't bite into them at all. It's going to be a huge surprise if you bite into one of these things. So 5 of them. And star anise. Now it's very difficult for me to explain exactly the flavors, but that's like licorice. And it really goes fantastically in these dishes. So get that in there. Okay, just toast them up a little bit. Okay, get your onions in. The flavors have been frying there for like 2 minutes or so. Onions go in. Stir that up. Once again, I just want to get them a bit translucent, so it adds that sweetness to your dish as well, right? So we're going to add a tablespoon of ginger and garlic paste. Every curry must have ginger and garlic paste. Well, not really, but it just makes it taste like incredible. Alright, just mix that in there. And remember, this has a tendency to burn very easily. So give it a mix, not very long, and then we're going to get our mince in. Get our mince in. There we go. Okay, just break it up in there. I like my mince a bit browned, you know. It just adds to the lovely flavor of the dish as well. One thing that every South African family knows is rajas, right? My mom used to make curry with this. My wife's mom used to make curry with this. My Ouma made curry with this. Rajas curry. It's like such a versatile blend. And this is, I'm sure, what they used at bazaars as well. It wasn't anything complex. It wasn't Cape Malay. It wasn't Durban. It was just normal rajas. Now, of course, if you come from Durban or Cape Town or whatever, You can make it that way, right? Put your Durban curry in, put your Catholic curry. But this is bazaar curry. Okay, so we get 2 tablespoons of mild rajas. And then I like a little bit of mild and spicy. So, the smell, wow, 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 that's incredible. So, a tablespoon of mild and spicy. So, just add a little bit of water, just so that the spices can mix in. Not everything. I first like getting the spice almost to a paste consistency. That just binds to the meat much better, and it gets rid of that grainy taste, right? And then after that, I'm going to chuck the rest of the water in with a whole bunch of other concoctions as well. So wait for that. All right, so now comes in our fun components. Mrs. Ball's chutney. You have to. It's a must. It's a winner. So, original recipe, you're going to put in 3 tablespoons. And then some tanginess as well, not much, a tablespoon. And let's put in some salt. We haven't put in salt yet, so a tablespoon of salt. And then we can put our water in. At this moment, a cup of water. And we've got some lovely bay leaves, just to let that fragrance carry throughout the neighborhood. Bay leaves also adds a lovely aromatic flavor to the dish. And then the rest of our veggies. Oh, there's a lot of flames that side, so I can't put them in that side. Let's get them in there. There we go. Fantastic. All right, our peas aren't going to come in right now. They'll come in literally right at the end, because otherwise they'll just turn to mush. Of course, we have to do the taste test. Now, the flavors have to incorporate a lot more. You know, they have to simmer at least for about 25-30 minutes. We're going to get that going when we make the Vetkoek. This can sit on the side and just develop those flavors, right? Otherwise, your mince is not going to carry that flavor. You know what? I actually left this out. A tablespoon of sugar. And some black pepper. So you want that sweet tanginess, curriness, right? I mean, it must play around with your taste buds. That's what you want. It must bounce around and play around with your taste buds. Then you know it's a good curry. That's coming along magnificently. It's really starting to smell like a curry. So let that bubble away. Monitor it a little bit, and let's get going with that dough. And time for the reveal. Magnificent. Right, so that's what you want. That's doubled in size, if not tripled in size. It's huge. But that's what you want. You want fluffiness, you want those bubbles inside the dough. That's going to let your Vetkoeks come out nice and fluffy. But we have another secret. I'll tell you that now. First, let's get this out. Right. Beautiful. Okay, let's get this cut up. Let's say, well, about in quarter. Yeah. Not like that. Okay. So, let's do this one by one. Let's get them rolled out. Right. Just like this. So I'm not knocking the dough back or anything. While you're busy working with it, you are knocking it back, right? Okay, let's cut that in half. And that in half. I'd say that's a good size. It's a little bit smaller than a tennis ball. And let's just roll these out. So actually one thing I haven't done yet was put oil on my trays. I prefer using oil just a little bit. And the only reason for that is if it's a floured surface and the flour sticks to the Vetkoek, or not the Vetkoek, the dough, when you put it in the oil, that flour sinks to the bottom and it's going to tend to burn. So rather just use oil. Okay, carry on rolling these. All right, let's get a touch of oil in there, because here's the next part of our secret, is that we let these little dough balls proof for another 20 minutes in the sun over there. That's gonna let them rise up again, and from there we'll put them in the oil, get them fried. Fantastic. Let's get these guys loaded there. Leave some space between them because they are going to rise. Next batch. I wonder if you let them rise like that, how they'll turn out. I'm gonna test it. So let's put this here, because they look quite nice, right? They've got quite a nice shape, I must say. These two here, they don't have a cool shape, so I'm gonna roll them in a ball. And our last batch over here. These look quite promising. Not your typical Vetkoek, right? Vetkoeks are round. So these are rectangle. I think they'll still be quite good. Okay, get your tea towel over them. Get them in the sun over there. Mince is looking fabulous. It's just bubbling away slowly. I'm going to throw our peas in, right? Because now we're just going to get that reduced. Look at that, it's looking beautiful. Right, and the thing about these, the curry for the mince, you want it to stick together, right? Which the chutney helps with, which the spices helps with, but you don't want it to be runny or saucy, because that makes it quite difficult when you're stuffing it and trying to eat it. It's just sauce all over the show. So get it to that consistency. But for now, close it, move it off to the side. We're just going to let it warm over there, and then we're going to get our pot on with some oil. So we're going to put about half this bottle in. If you put too little oil in, you know, and the Vetkoek touches the bottom, or is too close to the bottom, then you're going to have like a charred bottom. You want them literally to float. So there we go. I mean, that was far more, right? So it's over there, and this is a 2 liter. And remember, we're not going to dirty our oil, because we've used oil and not flour to let them rise. So we can reuse this oil. Okay, this must heat up to 180 degrees Celsius, but we're going to take a little pinch of dough from our bowl over there. Tiny pinch. When we think it's ready, chuck it in, and if it sinks down and then rises slowly, it's ready. It mustn't go quickly, then it's too hot. It also mustn't sink and then stay there too long, because otherwise it absorbs too much oil, and you don't want an oily Vetkoek. You want it lovely, crispy. So I'm going to get that heated up. Let's get our little tester Vetkoekies out there. So it's staying down, and it's staying down, and it's popping up. Okay, I like that. That's a good temp, and if it gets a little bit too hot, I can always move it, or if it gets too cold, I can always move it. So, a little test Vetkoekie is coming along beautifully. Yeah, I think we're good to go. Let me get those trays. They've been in the sun for 20 minutes, so let's get it going. I'm going to put in 2 for now. And these mustn't go for more than, let's say, 5 minutes. Turn them. After 2.5 minutes, turn it, and then see how further it must go. Generally 5 minutes is the trick. Yeah, I'm just checking it out. You can see that side's nice and crispy. Let's turn that one over as well. No, the 2.5 to 3 minutes. Alright, so we've been letting these go for around about 6 minutes or so. Let's take them out. They've got a beautiful color. There we go. And let's just move them to our section over there. Yep, they sound done. I'd love to get in there and tear one open and actually see if they're done. That 5 to 6 minutes should do it. Our oil's looking fantastic, so let's get some more in. This time we can definitely put 3 in. So where did Vetkoeks originate from? Well, it originated from the voortrekkers. When they were trekking all along the paths and going on their long journeys, they didn't still have time to make bread, so they made fried Vetkoek, which was very easy to make and quick and accessible, and it filled them up for the journey ahead. Sounding good. Last batch done. Look at this beauty. That's a lovely Curry Mince for your Vetkoeks. Okay. So let me chuck them on, yeah? Let's get them dished up. So let's cut him up. You don't want to cut all the way through. Just basically till the end there. That lovely. See, it's all done. Beautiful. Okay. They feel lovely and fluffy as well, I must say. Give it a mix. Make sure all the flavors are mixed in there. And fill it up. Beautiful. Nice. Oh, it's hot, 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 hot. Let's put him over there. Well, it's time for the tasting. Okay, look at this beautiful example of how Vetkoek should look. Wow, 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 wow. Okay, I'm gonna get in there. Mmm. 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 That curry is a winner. Holy moly. And the Vetkoeks are so soft and fluffy and crispy. Everything works perfectly. And the cinnamon stick, the cardamom, the star anise, all just coming out and adding to the flavor. That is a proper Vetkoek. Divine. I wish you could taste this, seriously. No, wait, make the dish and you can taste it. Mm. You know, pillowy soft. I swear to you, look, it's just spongy. Look at that, can you see? Spongy. It's divine. You know what we also did? We also got some cheese and some jam for that traditional cheese and jam Vetkoek. You know, that's if you want to go that way. But at this moment, I'm going to take a little happy of this and get back into my other Vetkoek because that's delicious. Some cheese. I think I'm making this for the camera woman. Yes, a little bit more jam. Camera woman, it's for you. You can have that and I'll have this. So, if you like this type of thing, come check our channel out, follow us, and we respond to all of your comments. So comment and let us know if you've made this dish or what you put in your Vetkoek. Cheers, to the next one.